Alright guys, welcome back for the second map of the series. Of course, we've seen Avangar getting a 16-11 victory over on Cash, and it was a pretty convincing one, I do have to say, especially considering the fact that Gambit at one point led pretty heavily, I believe 7-1, and then the lead just kind of slipped out of their grasp. So really good recovery from Avangar. They brought it back. It was their map choice. Now going on to Overpass, this is where Gambit should feel a little bit more comfortable. And also guys, we've actually been joined by a bit of a guest caster. Dinko's coming in now. You may know him from pretty recently the Face It Miners. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, Dinko.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I did the Face It Miners ECS, a couple of things in the scene recently, but yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into this one. It's Avangar up against Gambit, map 2. I'm actually looking forward to this one. It's kind of like a domestic matchup, right? And I think Avangar are a little bit of a strange team for me, right? Because every time I cast them online, they seem to have very different results. They can turn up one day 16-3 a team, and then the next day come in and get 16-3 back by the exact same team on the same map. So they're really, I don't really know where to hitch my bets with these teams. I think Avangar definitely have been a little bit shabby. Gambit haven't been too good either. There's an opening kill from Crazen though, onto 2 dozy, and there we go. Nice haul from Crazen once more, gets the second kill, and it falls into a 3 versus 4.
Yeah, good work so far, but Mo finds one return at least. This gives them an opportunity to perhaps get that bomb planted, but as we can see, it does get awkward, especially with a player being able to push forward in towards the pit. We do see, I believe, that is Kickert. Nice kill from Modo, and Jam on 3 HP. This gets very difficult indeed. Kickert going to have to get most of the work done. Goes for the peek and finds both. Flicks over for the headshot on Mir. As it is Avangar to pick up that opening pistol round, but I believe when it ended there, both of those players were just down to around 5 or so health, so that was a very close round. But they came out on top of it, and they actually do deny the bomb plant. So that's a real positive, because of course if they get that bomb plant over on the Gambit side, they can eco one, get those rifles out just a little bit earlier. Instead now, they are going to go for just a force buy with pistols and Kevlar. And a scout for Mo.
This could get a little bit messy though, because Gambit do have very skilled players with these weapons. So you can never really count it out. Avangar will have to... Oh, it's cool to see the MP5 in play. I didn't actually notice that. That is going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, I've seen it in like... I think it's been in like every single round that didn't have full rifles.
Crazy. I didn't know that it was allowed in competitive play, but that's cool.
It is, yeah. It's only banned in matchmaking, I believe. I don't think Face It allow right now either, but I'm pretty sure it's available on ESEA.
It'll be interesting to see how that weapon actually shapes the face of the game currently. I guess we'll get to see against the Pistols here up against Gambit. Just over a minute left to play with, and Gambit seem to just be staying back and kind of taking this one as a bit of a pause as well, and hoping that Avangar get a bit aggressive. Oh, actually, never mind. It's well, I could read into it a little bit, but it's actually just waiting for a restart to come in. Not sure why. Maybe a bomb didn't spawn or something. I don't know.
Look at the, you'll have to tell us what's going on in chat. I can't see it. I heard someone typing there, so I'm wondering what it is.
There's no, it just says match medic. There's no chat. I think it's disabled.
Oh, there's no chat. Okay. Well, hopefully whatever issue it was is resolved. Luckily enough, no damage had been done, so it was an easy enough restart. Match is still paused for the moment, but hopefully it won't be for too much longer. I'll actually have a look and see if there's any updates in the Discord. The ESL one, that is. No info at the moment about what the pause is for, so hopefully it won't last too long. We can get back into this one. But yeah, we can go back, I guess, to the MP5. You were saying how's it going to shape it. I don't think it's really that great of a weapon. It is basically just the MP7, but slightly worse statistically. And that's really just because of the silencer. The silencer kind of drops off the damage slightly. And also, I believe it's the range, of course, is a lot less. So like at long range, it takes a lot of bullets to take someone down. So it's only really good close range. I still think probably people are going to stick with those UMPs, maybe the MAC-10s mostly. But it's a good gun, especially when you're up against players who don't have Kevlar, because then it just mows them down. And really, my favorite thing about it is just how crisp it feels. The sound is really nice, and that silencer just it sounds amazing, Dinko.
Yeah, it actually does sound pretty good. But the thing is, you can't take off the silencer, right? So that is a little bit strange.
The only silenced weapon you can't take the silencer off on as well.
Yeah, I'm assuming they'll never make it so you can take the silencer off. I think that's just going to be the niche of that weapon.
Yeah, probably. It is called the MP5 SD, so it'd be strange if you could take it off. But then again, the M4A1S is...
and the USPS.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Well, restart comes in. This time, Gambit decide not to invest. So, different idea coming into this one. Trying to play with a more conservative style. Smoke at a flash. Probably just leaning towards maybe wanting to run into the B-bomb site to get a bomb plant. Hobbit is being the player towards the opposite end of the map, just to be that nuisance, try and get a little bit of info. Cause a bit of a distraction like Gambit, maybe an easier passage into the B-bomb site. However, Crescent sitting up on short with the MP5, looks towards connector. There's the distraction, but it doesn't really matter. It's the first, the bomb falls to the floor. Nice to help with Buster as well, but Mo actually has grabbed himself one. Buster able to answer back with two with the MP5. And there you go. That's the potential you were talking about, Dean, with the unarmored opponents, easily mowing them down.
Just adjusting your volume, Dinko, if you want to keep speaking for a second.
Sure. Quite too loud.
Alright, I think that should be better. I was going to ask you to give me a check 1 2 3, check 1 2 3. But hopefully it's okay now. You should be able to let me know anyway, because you can actually listen to the stream. I can't. That's the main problem. But anyway, as you said, it was the full eco in the previous round. An easy cleanup by that MP5 and the other weapons as well. As it's just a couple of upgraded pistols into this round. Their goal, try and get the bomb down, do some damage, drop as many weapons as they can. And already going for a very quick round, making their way straight up A long. And if they can at least find a bomb plant here, that would be a really nice bonus. Just going to try and push straight on. And currently only James to try and defend. And a bit of an awkward position. Runs out of ammo, swaps to the USP, and eventually denies the bomb plant. Good work by James. And eventually Kickart came in to assist. So 3-0 for Avangar. Don't lose a single player. And yeah, buy comes out now from Gambit, which is actually going to be spectacular because they didn't force buy.
Yeah, so obviously that restart working out for them. They didn't have to force buy, they kept the money in, and there's the full buy coming through. You can see the rewards. It comes with full Kevlar across the board along with utility, AWP out on Mo. And this is going to be the most competitive round on paper so far of Overpass. It's the first gun round. Avangar, however, have actually decided to keep with a lot of their SMGs, and there's the opening straight into water position. Mir falls, and it will be a man advantage for Avangar. And it's interesting to see because obviously we talked about the potential the MP5 has against unarmored opponents, but it just rips apart Mir with armor. So there's the trade back from Hobbit. He'll keep it even for now, 4 versus 4. But Avangar, they've actually rotated 2 players towards the B-bomb side, 2 towards A. So they've kind of weakened their defense a little bit because they haven't got too much information towards the A side of things. So probably likely try and get that back in areas of the map such as connector or water area. And with just over a minute left, Gambit is going to play the default out and try and get as much information as possible so they can make an informed decision of where they want to attack.
Yeah, and with the bomb being brought back around through spawn, it definitely is going to be towards B. Oh, hang on, wait. They can still change their mind right now if they wanted, I suppose. Have been spotted, so this could get a little bit awkward. Already 2 players in position on towards B. As we can see, the bomb actually slowly going to make its way back around. So yeah, just a bit of a fake being sold. Hobbit trying to show some presence from connector as well. And surprisingly, the entire A-bomb site is completely open right now. The main problem, of course, being that pushed up defense in towards middle. Jame able to find 1. Mo also does the same. And I was going to say it's going to be an up battle, but actually Jame decides he wants to take the fight against Dojia instead. And sadly doesn't come out on top of it, so we do see Gambit take control of the bomb site. Look how low the time is. This could be quite dangerous. Fitch, if he can find himself 1 more kill, that could be the end of it. Drops the bomb. Just wasting time. That's all he has to do. And there's nothing that Dojia can really get done in this position anymore. The round is over. At least doesn't fall after time. That is a positive. And actually retrieves the op as well, but still 4-0 for Avangar already. And it was Fitch to really save that round. Only, I believe there was 12 seconds left when they began to make their way up through A short. So just not really enough time to work with. And I don't know if you watched all of Cash, but that was a real problem for Gambit. They kept running that timer down, and then they'd be just forced to kind of push straight into the bomb sites without having the ability to kind of take their time and actually clear positions together. And yeah, it was a bit of a problem for them on Cash as well, and it looks like it's carrying on to Overpass.
You can see how devastating the last round was to the Gambit economy. Not too much to work with in terms of weapons. They have got themselves 2 AKs, AWP. I think it'll be the weapons you look to try and get as much done. With 2 players left with pistols. Does weaken the attack of Gambit, but this Blight Buster goes straight into short. Finds the opening kill. Gets traded back again by Hobbit, so it's pretty much deja vu towards that water position. You know, you send a player in from Gambit in towards water. Hobbit's inside of the connector ready for the trade. And again, doing his job excellently. He's just keeping it at even odds. Oh,
No
You
way.
can boost on the balloons?
I did not know that.
That is mad. I never knew that you could boost on the balloons. That is crazy.
That doesn't make sense though. It's like, what
I
are you doing?
know.
Just chilling on a balloon.
I'd love to know what you can see on the balloons.
I think you might be able to see if there's someone on the long corner thing where Kickert is just close towards. But look at this. Edren finds the shoulder of Bitch, but sadly no frags to be put in his favour, as it's a very easy cleanup for Avangar right now. Only Hobbit remains, as it looks like another gun round is going to go indeed in their favour. 5-0 looking likely.
This is looking really good from Avangar.
Yeah, I think Hobbit's just going to look to try and save, maybe. No, actually going for this one, surprisingly. Full loss bonus, so if he can find the bomb plant, they get a buy in the next round. I guess that's his thoughts. But realizes Krisen is on short, and he wants nothing to do with it. So yeah, as you said, Avangar looking really good so far. Had a very solid performance on Cash as well after initially getting off to a very slow start. But also the fact that Gambit before that had just finished their series against Valiants. They had just played Cash. They won it in overtime, and they were warmed up. Once we seen Avangar get warmed up themselves, they looked like absolute monsters. Fitch especially, I think, hit the 30 bomb in that previous map.
Yeah, Fitch is a player, you know, took a little bit of criticism in the CIS region, but now he found his place in Avangar, so definitely starting to look a lot better. Obviously, he did have that place at Gambit. He had an excellent starting LAN event. I think he fell off a little bit, but back onto Avangar. And showing up against his previous teammates, 5-0 for Avangar, and this is looking excellent from them. Obviously, Gambit unable to get the bomb plant in that last round leaves them in a pretty scary position because they don't really have too much to work with. Instead, they are going to invest in the pistols and Kevlar. They'll leave a little bit of money in the bank for their next round buy. Avangar, if things are played correctly, they should be able to just take 6 and start to look really strong for them here on Overpass. And there's the opening kill from Hobbit, actually, for Gambit. Fitch falls. Buster holds short. Takes a kill in the mirror. Looks for the second as well. There's the trade back and the advantage found. So, 1 minute left on the clock. Gambit still trying to get something done into this one. If they can just keep doing damage, keep chipping away at the economy of Avangar, then that's really a job done. They find themselves 2 rifles, Dean. So, 3 versus 3. 2 rifles and a deagle. This is very possible with the time left.
Yeah, this could actually be dangerous. Adren, I believe, trying to smoke onto the middle of the bomb site to block off the view from heaven. That would have given them an opportunity to get the bomb plant, but of course, Krisen finds one more, continues to take the fight in towards Monster as he doubles down and leaves it all onto Mo, who doesn't survive for much longer at all. Jame, a player who struggled in that previous game, is currently having a pretty solid performance, 6-1. And over on the Gamba side, we do really have to point out the fact that Adren and Mir both are yet to find a frag. And I would say those 2 players alongside Hobbit are the 3 you'd kind of look towards to kind of give that fragging power. And surprisingly, in this map, not doing so yet. But another buy comes out, and this is where perhaps they can make it count. Mo even has the AWP to work with.
Jim going for the early play towards middle with the AWP, just trying to find something. Able to find the kill. Neither player really replying in damage to each other, so the opening doesn't really amount to much. Buster, again, has been a nuisance towards this short position. He's been able to find himself a kill every single round, basically, towards that area of the map. And here comes the play from Gambit right into the B-bomb site. Buster holds stead towards short once more, takes the kill in the mirror. Falls to Hobbit in reply. And now it's a 4 versus 4. Gambit keep it even. And again, it's Hobbit, the player that keeps trib fragging. Very good at that job. And Gambit left with a little bit more to work with this time. They have a lot more options to explore. And plenty of time to do it as well. Setting up to... looks towards the B-bomb site with utility, but still they have a lot of options to play with.
Ooh. How does Krisen find that kill onto Adren right there? Threw the smoke in the Monster and then quickly flicked back for the headshot. Nice little flick indeed. Man advantage. So much damage right now being done to Gambit. They just continue to fall 1 by 1. This is really not ideal. This is, of course, their own map choice, and they're really not showing us why they chose this map at all so far on the D side, as their plans have been pretty, I guess, static. They've been running those defaults, running down the time, and as you can see, once again, it's a position where with not too much time left, Doja is alone and with very low health. Kicker, if he peeks in, should find that kill very easily, but instead, goes for the spam, doesn't deny the bomb plant, but but it's not a big deal as Crizzen, he does come in from behind. So the defuse going to be found. 7-0 for Avangar. And Gambit, this is not what I was expecting of them coming onto Overpass here. I was expecting a lot more.
Yeah, this is definitely looking good for them. Overpass's map they're actually quite good on as well. If you look at their statistics on HLTV, they've got a good win rate on it as well. So, this isn't looking too good for them. And it's a little bit scary to say so, but this will come through a buy once more at round number 8. They have got themselves the AKs across the board, along with a little bit of utility. Pretty much everyone with as much utility as they want. And let's see what they can get done. Gambit straight away inside of the connector. They haven't really been able to win the fight towards water, so tending to leave that alone this time. I mean, we did see the pressure being put into it early doors in the previous round, so they avoided it this time. And instead of trying to Hobbit clear out the connector. A good bit of information picked up for Gambit. They now know that the connector is pretty much open, so they have a lot of control. They can walk up towards middle area. Inside of the toilets to kick out. That smoke will cover him off, so he now knows there's players coming towards his position, but that smoke will limit his vision, so he won't be able to see how many. He doesn't know if it's going to be a full commit towards this area of the map, and currently Gambit, there's the balloons boost. Finally, we get to see what happens, and it works out as well. Mo will find the headshot on the GM, and that is absolutely incredible. This is so innovative. Overpass's map throughout the histories, it's just been a map that the wheel has been reinvented over and over and over again. But that is incredible.
Yeah, we've seen boosts from that position, but I've never seen it being done on top of the balloon. Normally, you have to get the players in the corner, I think. So it's interesting. I think someone said that G2 normally use it, which I haven't actually seen. But yeah, good work as it did actually find them that opening kill that they needed. But is it going to be enough? Maybe not, as we can see. Still a 3-on-2. Kicker's in a great position to cut off the bomb. And again, with barely any time left, the bomb is down in a position that it can't be recovered from. That's going to be another round from Avangar. And even with that spectacular boost coming in, not going to be enough to get onto the board for Gambit. Oh, yeah, I thought he was going to let the time run down.
Yeah, if he had let the time run down with 2 more seconds, Dozy would have been left with no money to work with. Obviously takes the kill in the last few. In a row for Avangar though, they've got no money problems themselves, so I don't think they'll feel the pressure too much. Gambit, however, just trying to scrap whatever they can together. We've got 3 Galils in the mix, AK-47. Hope it has a CZ, a mere CZ to work with. And over on Avangar, they haven't really got any money problems. I mean, if they lose this one pretty convincingly, then a couple of them will be left with pretty little money. Dozia walks around, finds himself a kill. Gets a little bit more as well as he jumps up, grabs 2. Fitch able to keep it even, however. And the CZ of Hobbit actually doing work, so back and forth we go. It's a 2 versus 2. GM hops up inside of heaven, finds the kill onto Dozia, who's sitting on top of the boxes once more. So it's all onto Mo. Galil in hand. He's close position as well, just in underneath the wall. He has the bomb plant. He had to control the site. He could have went for the bomb plant, instead playing for the round win. He's around the corner. Buster walking across. Mo trying to gather some info. There's the kill. It's been collected. It's on to Jim. 1 versus 1. Op versus Galil. 59 seconds left, so plenty of time for this one to play out. No pressure to make a play. Mo just staying in the same position, not really backing out of it. Just trying to gather some info, wait for Jim to make a mistake. Although Jim is not budging, just holding this position with the AWP. Close quarters, Mo about to walk into his crosshair, and there's the ult. It impales Mo, and we go 9-0 for Avangar.
One thing you can at least look at is the fact that they've been doing a lot of damage. So if they can chain together 2 rounds somehow, puts them in a pretty good position to try and still recover this half. But yeah, not looking great. They didn't find a bomb plant in the previous round. Means their buy into this one is just going to be mostly limited to pistols and Kevlar. Hobbit does go straight onto the AK with the full loss bonus. Not going to be a problem. He can still buy in the next round. But I'd expect a 10th to be found before for Avangar rather, before we see Gambit bringing out the weapons in the next. And from that point, they want to recover up to 4 or 5 rounds if they can. But how solid the Avangar have been looking so far. I don't know if I'm very confident in that happening, as Kickart just cleans up 4 kills already on mid. It was only the pistols, of course, but they did also have Kevlar. And we do see Fitch go ahead and just close that one out. So 10-0, double digits for Avangar already. And of course, for those who may have just joined in, we did also see them taking the victory in the first map of the series. As right now, Gambit getting kind of destroyed. It's really the only way I can put it.
Yeah. There's no other way to put it, really. Gambit have looked pretty underwhelming throughout Overpass. I mean, there's been a couple of things that have been kind of interesting, but other than that, they seem to just kind of lack a game plan. I mean, they go for the starting default. Yeah, they get the trade, but there's nothing that's coming off the back of it. Nothing giving me confidence, at least. In Gambit, they've got to find something. They can't be losing any more rounds because this one's starting to get out of hand. I think at this point, if they get a couple more, then it's recoverable, but this is not working out for them. Buster picking up 2, spins around and finds Mira and Adren. And now it's into a 3 versus 5. 2-man advantage there for Avangar. Make it 3 as Kristen just holds stead. Finally a kill after being found back by Mo. But there's still 4 to find, and Mo's been dropped down to 12 HP himself. The pressure beginning to build. Just over a minute left to work with, Dean. And Avangar, they have full control of the B bomb site.
Yeah, Gambit just being kind of slowed down. As you said, Mo, very low on health. Doja is pushed up onto the bomb site, but he's going to be basically alone in this round. He's going to have to find the first few kills, get the distraction in to allow Mo to really try and actually pounce with the up. And there we go. Clears out the pit, gets a bit of control for them to work with at least. Can he hold them off for long enough for the bomb to make its way in towards the bomb site? And it doesn't seem like it's going to happen, although we do see one quick trade being pulled back. So 2-on-1. Another position where it's actually a very close round, but once again, looking to be favored for Avangar. As time slowly ticking away, this bomb needs to get planted ASAP. Only 25 seconds remaining now.
Yeah, it's coming down to these clutch situations over and over again. Oh, Gambit, never been lucky in them. I think Avangar, though, it's testament just how passive they play. They play it smart. They don't make the mistakes that Gambit really need to win the round. There comes in the full plant. He has to stick it just in the nick of time, and Jim will drive by, shoot him down, and that will be 11-0. Avangar just really taking control once more, stamping dominance all over it. And I'm afraid Gambit looked to be out of ideas. A pause does come through. Most likely from Gambit just to try and go for at least something. I mean, they will have money to work with in this one thanks to the bomb plant. Obviously, the lost bonus coming in. So they can definitely scrap together pieces of weapon or utility. It's just coming up with an idea. And I don't know if that is correct, but Adren has 0 frags.
I think he may actually. I haven't seen him pick one up. Mir as well is on 1. So I don't think we should just specifically point out Adren for having 0 when Mir only has 1. That's not a significant improvement.
Yeah.
When it's the 12th round of the game starting.
Yeah. It's a little bit scary as well because you look to Adren most of the time is that really consistent player, very dynamic, can change up and work anywhere. He's a workhorse, and for some he's just sitting on 0 frags, and we've got a player with that caliber not really fragging, and that's a problem for Gambit. So for Gambit to find anything in this half, they really need to look to Mira and Adren to step up as well. If they can get a few more on the board, I mean, it's very possible if they win this one, Dean. If they get a stroke of good luck, of good fortune, they could perhaps get the 4.5. And then that comeback is very possible if they win the pistol and convert the rounds after that. So they've got to look to trying to win the next 4. If they can get that, then that's really best case scenario. They've got to just hope that they have an excellent CT half.
Yeah, we really do. We know they're capable of the comebacks anyway. Just in their previous series up against Valiants, they were down pretty heavily. It was on cash though, but they managed to get the comeback, I believe, from like 10-5, bring it back, send it into overtime, and then take it, I believe, 19-16. So we know they're capable of it. They have the mental fortitude to get themselves back into these games when they are losing. But at the moment, Avangar, they're just looking so strong. It's not like it's Gambit only making mistakes. Avangar are definitely playing at a very high level right now, and they're definitely impressing me. I think since they brought in Fitch, they've been looking really solid. I think someone said in the chat that they're like 20 wins and 1 loss or something like that. I didn't have a specific look, but when I was looking, they've been playing extremely well. Here we go. Gambit back on the buy, as you said. They have all the rifles. They have the op. It is glass cannon. But they have the rifle, they have the weaponry to work with, rather. A very quick B play looking to come in this time around, as already Kristen does open it up. With the assistance from Buster, they are getting themselves into, once again, a very advantageous position.
This looks a little bit better for Gambit, but Avangar still have that man advantage, so they have to fight from the back foot once more. Counter utility being used up from Avangar, and they have plenty of it. Only 1 smoke left for Gambit to work with, and Dozia, he's in an advanced position, so he can definitely try and work with this in underneath heaven. 1 minute left on the clock. No real need to put pressure on it, and if they just stay silent on that B bomb site for long enough, they may back off towards A, and that's indeed what's happened. Avangar put a player back up there, they weaken their defense towards B. The bomb will go down. It's planted for short this time. They've just got to stay alive a little bit longer. If they could just hold the fort for long enough. Mirror's just posted for short. The bomb is planted for there as well. Dozier, the volatile forces them out. Fitch able to connect the headshot. Now it's all onto Mirror. What an excellent time this would be to step up. He has found himself one into the round already, but he has to find 3 more. And they're coming towards his position, all 3 different angles, and he's just caught in the open. It's a little bit interesting that he decided to play himself into the bomb site when he was in a pretty good position at short to start with. But I guess going for the clutch, sometimes the pressure you can get to. And that is 12-0 for Avangar.
At some point, the real victory for Gambit becomes just winning a round.
Yeah. Like, at this point, everything is going downhill for them. If they can find even 1 consolation round, even maybe 2. If they can get 3, obviously that's the best, but, you know, it's not looking likely at this point. They haven't really been able to find anything. So, at this point, it's just trying to get in some rounds that makes it look a little less one-sided.
Stop it from being the dream for Avangar.
Yeah.
And there we go. Adren gets himself onto the board. Pretty impactful kill rather as well to take down Kickard. But sadly, Doji are going to go for a little bit of a mad walk in towards the bathrooms, and they were very dangerous. Taken down. Oh, Adren. He's actually beginning to step it up now. That's exactly what they need. He is one of those players that is just so good for actually opening up the rounds on his own. And he's able to do it in so many different ways. He can just straight up kind of like force his way into the site, or he can kind of creep around like he is right now. Although it may not be enough still, because of course he is left with Mo, and there's 3 players over on the Avangar side. And sadly taken down. I don't even think that flash blinded him up, just wasn't able to connect the shots. And it's 13-0.
Yeah. There doesn't seem to be a clear game plan here for Gambit. Just they kind of get somewhere, they get a couple of kills, and then after that it just falls apart. Very disjointed indeed. You see, there was no real idea. You know, Adren was still at the top of middle, trying to pressure towards the A-bomb site, and Mo was halfway down the connector. So, I mean, you have to play together, I guess, and it seems as though they're just kind of out of it, I think, currently. It'd be good to see them even pick up 1 in this first half. If they just pick up 1 round, just prevent that 16-0 coming through. Let's see what they can do with a couple of Galils. They've got a Deagle, 2 AK-47s, 1 smoke left. It's not looking great for them. Avangar should be very, very confident in themselves. Oh. No, Kicker heard the footsteps. Looks over the top, finds Mo nevertheless. And that will be the man advantage for Avangar. Oh, but just trying to push his way through. He has been great at the trade frag so far in the game. Let's see if he can do it once more. Dozier is there towards long. This time, he's the man to find the trade. So back into a 4 versus 4. Hobbit needed to find something there. Instead falls, and that's one of the prongs of the attack. Fallen, Dean. That could have been a lot better for them. Gambit did have 2 options. They could split through middle and long, but instead, one of their options is now dissipated, and they've got to force their way through 1 area of the map, and that means the defense of Avangar can just focus on that with all their strength.
Yeah, quick A commitment now, actually looking to try and come in from Gambit, and this time it's going to be Mirror that steps it up. We mentioned him and Adren were struggling so far in this map, and they are beginning to warm up a little bit towards the latter end of this half right now. 2v2, but of course, health-wise it is still favoring the CTs, and also with a player wrapping around through long, this may potentially catch Gambit off guard. They are just going to plant for the bathrooms and fall back into safety, and with the up in the hands of Dozier, this is definitely doable. The main problem, of course, is the fact that Buster does still have a smoke in his possession. He can put that down, and then it becomes really difficult to try and actually stop that defuse. Just have one player cover while the other sticks it. Although, nice position from Dozier, able to actually read the fact that he was going to try and jump up above that smoke. Works out perfectly, and Buster taps the bomb, gets the first, but now time beginning to fade away. Needs to hurry up and get on this bomb and find the frag, and he actually does it successfully. I think he just about has enough time to get this defuse in. Oh no, so close! And Gambit find a round. They've done it, Dinko. They got themselves on the board. Can they get a second?
Finally. This may... You know, this is the time to get that snowball effect going. You got to get yourself a couple more. Get the second in here. If you get 13-2, win the pistol, who knows? You know, you got to have a little bit of faith in them. They're a team with a lot of skill, a lot of caliber. Although it'll be very difficult, still very possible. Let's see what they can get done. Again, their buys less than favors him. Avangar with plenty of money. They've got everything they want, and it's just going to be a fast play into the B-bomb side. Dozier looking for the entry frag. He finds it on the Crizz, Hobbit able to follow up as well. Just looking great from Gambit. And again, what has happened with Gambit here? They've just lit the fire beneath them, and Dozier just walks through and finds two. And Gambit just trying now to hold on to the bomb site. Don't allow Avangar to come in. And where was this Gambit a couple of rounds ago?
Oh, I think James just shot his teammate, and yeah, Hobbit's just going to come in straight from behind because of that. Gets one, and now, of course, the final player's position being known, as this should be the second round for Gambit. As you said, if they can pick up this pistol, they can definitely have an opportunity to pull this back. Not going to be easy, but there we have it. 13-2 at halftime. Avangar going to be extremely happy with that. And, of course, it goes without saying that this pistol basically decides if Avangar are going to claim the victory or not. If they get this pistol before they actually have to go up against any buyers, it'll already be over. So crucial for Gambit to pick this one up if they want any sort of an opportunity, a bit of a lifeline to actually work with. Did you see that one tap from Fitch? That was nice.
Yeah, it was nice. But yeah, there's a lot of pressure on the pistol for Gambit here. Even if they you know, this is worst case scenario. If they do lose the pistol, if they go even win the second round force buy, they're still in with a chance. But it becomes even more difficult there because you're allowing Vanguard up to 14, and it's never easy to win those forces. You've got to really work for it. So let's see what they can get done. It comes down to the pistol. Very important indeed. Can't really stress it enough for Gambit. And what do they do to invest into it? It looks as though they're just going to throw the double flash and a diffuse kit onto Hobbit. The rest of them with Kevlar over on Avangar. It's going to be the Soaking Flash on Kicker, and the rest of them going with the Kevlar. Pretty standard pistol. Let's see what Gambit can bring to it. They've got to get a shutdown here. They have to find... If they can win this in such a convincing fashion, that just opens up all their confidence. It builds a little bit of momentum for them. But again, it just comes down to winning it.
Even the bomb behind for now, so looks like they're just going to go for a bit of a default, try and get some control for themselves and see where they can find those opening picks. Prison actually just walking out B on his own. Finds Dozier, who was playing a little bit of a strange angle towards the ramp. Bit of an off angle, looking to try and find some kills on anyone who may try and creep out Monster, but sadly it didn't work in his favor. The Glock finds the quick headshot, and now with a 5-on-4 in favor of Avangar, we do see Mo looking to try and aggress to counter this one. With the disadvantage, they look to try and push forward. They do manage to find one kill from it. Hobbit as well, trying to lock down Monster, successfully claims the head of Crizz. Suddenly it is actually going back in favor of Gambit with a man advantage. A little bit strange for Avangar to continue taking those fights 1v1. Wasn't really needed when they had the 5-on-4.
Yeah. Great hold from Hobbit though. Finds a very crucial frag at the player coming through the monster tunnel. 50 seconds left. Avangar with a lot of pressure building on their shoulders. You have to make a commit into an area of the map very shortly. It looks as though they have made their preference towards the B-bomb site. And Gambit currently have 3 players situated towards that side of the map, leaving Adren, the solo player, towards A to gather info. And no info he will find because they are nowhere to be seen towards that side of the map. Instead, it's a play into the B-bomb site. Merrill will find the first Hobbit, able to trade back. His Buster was able to land 1 onto Mo. That's all onto Kicker. 1 versus 3, and it looks as though Gambit have done it. They've picked up the crucial pistol. Just 1 more frag to claim. Not going easy though. Kicker picks up 1, and Hobbit will answer back. So, Gambit, they do it. They win the pistol. Now they've got to convert it, Dean. And this is easier said than done. There's going to be a lot of pressure riding on them once more. Avangar didn't get the bomb plant, so it'll be interesting to see if they decide to force into this one. You know, it starts to come through. Yeah, there we go. The Kevlar, the pistols. So this one's not going to be an easy ride for Gambit. They've got to be aware that this is a huge possibility.
Oh yeah, they should expect the force buy to be coming in. I think I maybe would have liked to have seen Avangar just go for that eco. Maybe just buy pistols without the Kevlar. Have an opportunity in these next 2 rounds to try and just get some damage done and focus on the first gun round. Because I think with a lead like this, there's not really too much of a need to go ahead and actually force the issue this early on. Just make sure you keep their economy modest. But of course, if they can actually pick this up with the pistols, they'll prove me wrong and I'll look really silly. So let's see if that's going to be the case. Although I do usually look stupid by myself. I don't need them to help with that.
Adren, there's the kill. So, beginning to make a good start for Gambit. Adren positions himself in behind the wall. And this is a great type of round for Adren to pick up a few kills because it'll start to build his confidence. If you're sitting down on 0 frags for like 11 rounds, 12 rounds in a row, then picking up eco frags is definitely a helpful way of happening, but that is not the greatest way to die. She gets ripped apart by the CZ, and instead of Avangar have overtaken the A bomb site, holding the fort as Moe picks up one. Good job of staying alive as well, as it allows his teammates to get in and try and help on this retake. It's still a man advantage, so they allow Avangar to get the bomb down. That's perfect for the Kazakhstani control. That will be the bomb now ticking away. Mir makes his way through over the top of the truck. There's the kill with the UMP. Great retake from Gambit so far, but doing a good job of just trying to prevent it from happening is the CZ of GM. He picks up one, holds the fort, and they're both still alive. One inside of the toilets, one playing down towards long. They need to pick up these kills quickly here, Gambit. Eventually they will. Mir and Dozier answer back, and there's a hit, luckily, on Mir to get it in. But that was a great round from Avangar, doing a lot of damage, picking up the bomb plant. Plenty of money he got from that one.
Yeah, it's a nice little find. Surprisingly, Buster is actually going to go ahead and buy straight into this one with the AK. He kept over 1,000 in the previous round, I think. I was kind of wondering why he was doing that. I presumed he was saving for an op to drop over to Jame, but obviously not the case if he's going to buy into this one. Only some pistols to back it up, and it is just a position where they know they got a decent amount of damage done in that previous round, and if they can do so again, just drop some weapons before they buy in the next one, it may be a position where they would perhaps be able to force Gambit down to an eco at only one round win. It all depends how much they can find in this one. As actually Buster does open it up, finds the aggression from Adren, who I don't think was expecting to be up against a rifle at all, completely caught off guard. As already Avangar do get the man advantage. And once again it's Adren who's having a little bit of a poor game.
Two-man advantage for Avangar. Just trying to hold on to it. It's a great start for them. Gambit feeling the pressure. Must be mounting on them. Because to lose this one, it's pretty much a done deal. It should really be no way of coming back from this. A couple of players have a little bit of money, so they may be able to force into the next one. But Mo, this is a great position. If he can pick up the first, there we go. Nearly the second. Jim will reply with the CZ in return, though, and puts it into a 4 versus 2. 44 seconds left, and Gambit, 2 players left. One with an M4, one with an MP9. Saving Grace says they do have full health on both players. Bomb looks to be going towards the A bomb site, however. Well, at least Mir has come back towards B, so this is not looking great for Gambit at all. They've made the wrong guess, really. And as soon as they hear that the players were... Actually, the bomb was on its way back towards B, but with that kill coming through, they know there's a lot of power on that B bomb site from the CTs. But with time left, this could be a chance for Gambit. Suddenly, it's turned on its head.
I think he should be okay. Yeah, he's going to be able to get it down. It's not going to be a big problem. Would have been dangerous, though, and yeah, it's still doable. Mir finds another kill. They have a defuse kit. Mir given an opportunity there towards Crizzen, just spamming away. Spot out the head, but eventually Crizzen wins out that fight. So Avangar do get themselves back into the position with a man advantage, and with the bomb planted as well, left all onto Dozier. He got one, though. Picked up a kit. Bit of a chance, but I wouldn't really fancy his chances here.
The first kill. Time ticking away, just having to play the time now. Crizzen, a few more seconds and it's gone, and there we go. And we'll be Avangar 14-4. For a second there, it looked as though Gambit may have just a little bit of luck come their way, but Avangar get it in the last few seconds. The bomb does go down right in the nick of time. It'll be 14-4, and this is looking a little bit scary for Gambit. They had to win that one. They couldn't really allow Avangar to really upset them in those types of rounds, and Avangar put themselves in a great position. 2 rounds away from taking this series. And Gambit, they've got a couple of pots and pans to work with. Nothing really to work with. It's AWP, 2 M4s, a CZ. Very scrappy buy indeed. But we've seen stranger buys winding, so this is definitely not out of it.
Why did Dren buy a Zeus? Could have got flashes instead. Or a flash.
Might have accidentally bought it. Misclick maybe.
That's awkward if he did, because a flash would have been pretty helpful considering they only have 1 right now. So, yeah, would have been helpful. But anyway, crucial round there. As you said, if Avangar take this one, they're on map point. Gambit then, they'll be working with a very weak buy in this next round. And, of course, Avangar claiming this map will give them that 2-0 victory. As Buster just opens this round up completely. Nice little boost to find the first player. Follows it up onto Adren, who is trying to retreat back to safety. As it's a 5 versus 3 already. Just over a minute rather, remaining on the clock. That gives plenty of time for Avangar to just slow this one down and wait for Gambit to try and make the plays to pull this round back and just capitalize on any aggression that make him in.
Very slow play from Avangar though, just all over the map, spread out defaults. Prison waiting for any aggressive play to come through from Gambit because they're definitely going to look for that trade. They've got to find something, otherwise it's going to be an easy walk in the park for Avangar. They just walk right into a bomb site without much contest. Gambit seem to lean all 3 players towards the B bomb site. Still a lot of pressure being put towards the A side of things for Avangar. They put a couple of players towards B to try and get a little bit of info. Here comes the utility in towards the A site. It's clear. Instead, it's all 3 players in the B bomb site. Hobbit picks up 1 in reply to the kill from Prison. Bomb does go down in the middle of the smoke towards A. 2 versus 4. Do Gambit just try and save these weapons and try and play for overtime? That seems to be the case, and I don't think it's really playing for overtime at this point. I think that's a little bit too far gone. I think at this point it's just playing to make the scoreline look a little bit better.
Well, they're gonna try. They'll take it round by round, but I don't know with just how strong Avangar have been looking. You look at it as kind of inevitable that they will eventually find one more round. If it's not immediately after this one when they're up against a weaker investment, you just feel like they'll have to get it eventually. But who knows? Gambit, we know what they're capable of. But they're certainly not showing the performance that we know they can actually bring right now, because this has just been a very poor one altogether. Not only the fact that they have been kind of not fragging very well on like any of the players really, but we haven't really seen too much teamwork being brought in. And also when they were on the T side rather, I didn't really see much strategy, which is surprising, especially since they've brought in Blade as a coach, and he's been someone, of course, who's been kind of hailed for his in-game leadership. And when it's online, he should be able to actually chip in, give that assistance, help give them plans and stuff. And it just wasn't really the case in the first half.
It's not looking great at all for Gambit. They do have those 2 weapons they were able to save from the last one. Let's see what they can get done with it. This is going to be the do or die time. If they win this, oh, they're gone. Try to suppress the attack inside of the connector early doors using a piece of utility. Currently, though, Gambit have just faltered at every hurdle. I mean, it could have been a much closer scoreline deep from that first half. We've seen a couple of times where Gambit have fallen into a series of 1 versus 1s and just unable to get those through. And that left their economy in dire straits. But Adrian has an opportunity here. Has the help of 2 players towards long as well. That's Mo and Mir set up. Buster is to walk around the corner. The idea is he should not be able to find both. Maybe Mo looks towards the rock, finds Mo and stays alive, so he could get the second here as well, and he will do so. I think that's job done. Buster finds both, and that will be Dozier and Hobbit 2 versus 5. And Avangar, it's inevitable that they will take it over the line.
Yeah, seems to be the case. Dozier gets 1, but probably just a small consolation at this point, as we can see the bomb being taken over towards B, where of course the bomb site already under their control. Only Dozier and Hobbit remain. Slower than I was expected. Bomb's still yet to be planted.
Yeah.
There we go.
I mean, yeah, they're definitely taking their time. They definitely just want to end it here and now. They don't want to allow any opportunity for Gambit to be able to pick up one and maybe open themselves back into the game. So Avangar just holding onto the bomb. Taking away in the B bombs. Out here comes the retake attempt from Gambit. Prison lines up the first, and the second comes in from Kickert, and that will be it. 16-4, and that is Gambit falling at the final hurdle once more. 2-0 fashion for Avangar. Great job done. And I was actually really impressed by the Avangar performance here on Overpass. I thought Gambit may have handed them a little bit of a better performance than that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what we see from Avangar throughout the rest of this qualifier, because I think they probably impressed everyone in this chat. You can't really say that they didn't play spectacularly. Sure, Gambit weren't playing at the level we know they can actually reach, but we've seen everyone on Avangar stepping it up, and we also seen some really nice teamwork, not only the way they were playing on the CT side, but also they had a great approach on the T side throughout that entire game, just looking very solid, working together and just ensuring that they could always find those trades, which was kind of the biggest issue for Gambit, that they were just dying 1 by 1, and every time they tried to actually hit into a bomb site, they were already working with a pretty big disadvantage. But yeah, it was a great game in the end. Overpass wasn't really very it wasn't really a fight being put up at all by Gambit, I guess is one way to put it. I was going to say it wasn't very entertaining, but I guess that's a little bit mean.
No, there was some entertaining runs. I think at the point where Gambit were at is like they didn't have control of the economy for a lot of it, and then they started getting maximum loss bonus, and they just have relentless buys. And even so, at the start you could start to blame the economy, but after that it just seemed as though they just didn't have a plan. There was times where they would go into water. Okay, the default start didn't work out, but we got the trade back, and then after that, they just didn't know what to do, and it just kind of felt disjointed or whatever. Watching it, it looked as though Gambit just didn't have it together, and I'm afraid that's not what's going to get you wins. So definitely, Avangar looked like the better team, and the scoreline reflects that. So good job to them. Very impressed by their performance. I'm looking forward to see some more of them in the EU Close Qualifier.
Yeah, as am I. It's not the end of the road for Gambit, of course, as you said. They are just going down to the lower bracket now. But guys, we are going to go ahead and just take a quick break. We do have Space Soldiers versus Fragsters coming up in just about 10 minutes, I believe. So we're going to take a quick break. Everyone go ahead and go to the bathroom, get a cup of tea, water, whatever you want, and be ready for some more great Counter-Strike action in just a few minutes.